Sometimes you just sit back and shake your head at a move in the NFL, and that's exactly what happened with the Philadelphia Eagles recently. I did not see this trade coming at all, and honestly, it's one of those moments that makes you step back and think about the strategy behind every decision on this team. The Eagles decided to send tight end Harrison Bryant along with a fifth-round pick over to the Houston Texans, and in return, they're bringing in wide receiver John Metchie and a sixth-round pick. Now, at first glance, you might wonder, why shake up a wide receiver room that already looked solid? But this is classic Eagles front office thinking, specifically the touch of Howie Roseman. When he sees a chance to improve the roster, even if it means making a move that surprises everyone, he goes for it. And August has been a particularly active month for him in the past few seasons. If you rewind just a couple of weeks, we were talking about the acquisition of quarterback Jacorian Bennett, and that alone was a major headline. The quarterback position has been a question mark for Philadelphia going into 2025, and it's no secret that Roseman, along with Vic Fangio and the coaching staff, weren't completely sold on either Key Ringo or Adoree Jackson taking that starting role opposite Quinton Mitchell. Bennett comes in as a former fourth-round pick who earned a starting role with the Las Vegas Raiders in 2023. When healthy, he's shown flashes of skill, speed, and physicality. In his debut with Philadelphia, he already made plays that highlighted his 4-3 speed and aggressive coverage style. The cornerback room, now with Bennett, Ringo, Jackson, McWilliams, and Eli Ricks, is shaping up to be extremely competitive, and that's exactly what the Eagles wanted: depth, talent, and players who push each other every single day. But let's swing back to the wide receiver side, because this trade for John Metchie is far more intriguing than it might appear on the surface. Philadelphia hasn't really had a glaring need at wide receiver based on how the preseason and training camp have gone. They've retained the top three receivers from last season, including A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and Jan Dodson, and that core alone is a formidable unit. They are returning 10 of 11 starters from a Super Bowl-winning offense, and the only major departure was tackle Lane Becton. So, on paper, you think, why bring a Metchie? But when you look at the development of players like Johnny Wilson and Anias Smith, you start to see the method in this madness. Johnny Wilson, a second-year player, has taken advantage of his physicality and size during the preseason. In his first preseason game, he caught multiple balls from Tanner McKee, climbing over defenders and showing he can play bigger than his previous collegiate reputation suggested. Then there's Anias Smith, drafted in 2024, who has been quietly impressive. In the preseason opener, he showcased open field speed and elusiveness on a punt return and followed it up with key receptions, including a touchdown catch, showing the Eagles that he can contribute both on offense and special teams. And let's not forget Darius Cooper, the UDFA sensation from Tarleton State. Last year, he put up nearly 1,500 receiving yards with 14 touchdowns, and in the preseason, he has already flashed the same explosiveness and ability to create separation that made him a standout in college. Now, when you add John Metchie into this mix, it becomes clear that Philadelphia is thinking beyond just immediate starters. Metchie was a highly talented player coming out of Alabama, a top 45 pick who missed his rookie year due to a leukemia diagnosis. He has battled back, but depth charts in Houston have kept him from really finding his stride. At 6 foot, 195 pounds, with excellent speed, Metchie possesses the tools to be a difference maker, especially in an Eagles system that has a proven track record of developing receivers. The coaching staff has nurtured talent before, turning mid-round and undrafted players into reliable contributors. That's exactly the environment Metchie is stepping into, and Philadelphia is known for maximizing untapped potential. The Eagles have always been strategic about roster construction. Howie Roseman's moves in August are almost legendary at this point. He's made trades for players like Bennett, Jan Dodson, Albert Okwuegbunam, and C.J. Gardner-Johnson, often reshaping the roster in subtle but significant ways that position the team to succeed not just immediately, but with flexibility in mind. And the addition of Metchie signals that wide receiver competition in Philadelphia is heating up more than anyone might have expected. With the likes of A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Jan Dodson, Anias Smith, Johnny Wilson, Darius Cooper, and now Metchie. The room is stacked with talent, but it's also a battle for roster spots, playing time, and the chance to make a real impact during the season. Looking deeper at Metchie's history, his college career at Alabama was nothing short of impressive. After a quiet freshman year, he emerged as a key target, recording 55 catches for 916 yards and 6 touchdowns in 2020, right alongside Devontae Smith. The following season, he elevated his production even further with 96 receptions, over 1,100 yards, and 8 touchdowns. His ability to perform against elite SEC competition speaks volumes, and while injuries and circumstances have slowed his early NFL career, the potential is undeniable. In a system like Philadelphia's, where player development is prioritized and offensive schemes are tailored to highlight strengths, there's a strong chance we see Metchie flourish. The Eagles' front office and coaching staff are meticulous in their planning. They don't make moves lightly, and each decision is part of a broader strategy to maintain a competitive edge while also preparing for the future. Trading away Harrison Bryant to create a roster spot for Metchie shows a willingness to balance positional needs with potential upside. It's not just about the numbers or immediate production. It's about fit, growth, and how a player can evolve in this environment. The Eagles are clearly thinking multiple steps ahead, and that's what separates good teams from championship-caliber teams. It's also important to consider the way the Eagles are using their young talent. Players like Wilson, Smith, and Cooper aren't just filling in roles. They're being developed, tested, and pushed to maximize their abilities. Preseason snaps, special teams contributions, and one-on-one drills all serve as a proving ground. And when a player like Metchie enters the mix, it's not about replacing anyone instantly. It's about raising the ceiling for everyone in the room. The competitive culture in Philadelphia is fierce, and this trade reinforces the idea that no one is guaranteed a spot or a role. Everyone has to earn it, and that mindset drives performance across the roster. This brings us back to the bigger picture. The Eagles are returning with a majority of their championship roster intact. They have depth, experience, and a mix of established stars and high-potential young players. By adding Metchie, they're injecting another element of intrigue and competition. It's not a desperate move. It's a calculated step to ensure the team stays ahead of the curve. As we move deeper into the preseason, the dynamics of the Eagles' wide receiver room are becoming more fascinating by the day. The addition of John Metchie isn't just a roster upgrade. It's a ripple that affects everyone, from the veterans to the rookies fighting for a spot on the 53-man roster. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and Jan Dotson are still the established core, but with Metchie, the level of competition intensifies dramatically. Brown's physical dominance and Smith's route-running precision set the standard, and Dotson's versatility makes him an invaluable piece. But now every practice, every drill, and every preseason snap carries a new layer of pressure. The Eagles are fostering a culture where no one spot is safe, and that kind of environment often brings out the best in players, forcing them to elevate their games simply to maintain their place. Johnny Wilson is a prime example. He entered camp with quiet confidence, and through the first few preseason games, he has steadily shown the kind of athleticism and determination that makes coaches sit up and take notice. Wilson isn't just fast. He has a savvy for finding gaps in coverage and creating separation in ways that aren't always obvious on paper. The preseason has been his proving ground, and every catch, every contested reception, adds layers to his resume. Now, with Metchie in the mix, Wilson faces a more formidable challenge, which will likely push him even further. It's one of those scenarios where healthy competition isn't just beneficial, it's essential for the evolution of a player. Anias Smith, meanwhile, has quietly become a secret weapon for Philadelphia. Many analysts underestimated him coming out of the draft, but his agility, sharp route running, and quick release have made him a valuable option both in the passing game and on special teams. Coaches have been impressed by his adaptability, and he has taken every opportunity in practice to demonstrate a deep understanding of the playbook. In a wide receiver room where every player is talented, Smith's ability to contribute in multiple ways gives him an edge. His development highlights one of the Eagles' core philosophies: talent alone isn't enough. Versatility and football IQ can be equally decisive. Then there's Darius Cooper, a player whose story embodies resilience and determination. Coming from a small school and fighting through the challenges of going undrafted, Cooper has consistently turned heads with his work ethic and athleticism. In preseason games, he has not only produced big plays, but also shown an uncanny ability to read defenses and adjust routes on the fly. Cooper's emergence is a reminder that Philadelphia's strategy isn't just about star power. It's about identifying talent that can outperform expectations, no matter the initial circumstances. With Metchie entering the fold, Cooper now faces the additional task of proving that his previous success can be sustained against a more crowded and competitive receiving room. John Metchie's potential impact extends beyond individual matchups. His arrival changes how defenses must approach the Eagles' offense. With three primary receivers already commanding attention, adding Metchie means opposing teams can no longer focus on just one or two players. His skill set, combining route precision with reliable hands and the ability to gain yards after the catch, creates new challenges for defensive coordinators. In practical terms, this could open opportunities for other receivers, including Wilson, Smith, and Cooper, to exploit one-on-one matchups or find space in zones that defenses must now adjust to cover. In essence, Metchie's presence doesn't diminish anyone else. It enhances the overall offensive strategy, forcing defenders to spread their focus and potentially creating mismatches that Philadelphia can exploit. Philadelphia's offensive scheme under the current coaching staff is designed to maximize such matchups. The Eagles have consistently demonstrated an ability to create flexible game plans that adapt to the strengths of their personnel. The coaching staff isn't just slotting him into existing formations. They're evaluating how his strengths can complement the other receivers, tight ends, and running backs to craft a more dynamic and unpredictable offense. The preseason has been a testing ground for these configurations, and each snap provides invaluable information for fine-tuning roles and responsibilities. Philadelphia's approach to preseason evaluation emphasizes situational awareness. Coaches track performance not only in terms of raw statistics, but also in the context of specific matchups, game speed, and decision-making under pressure. Receivers are analyzed on how they adjust to coverage shifts, maintain separation under tight defensive pressure, and contribute to chain-moving plays. This granular level of evaluation ensures that roster spots are earned not merely through athletic ability, but through consistent, intelligent execution. Metchie's inclusion into this rigorous environment is a clear indicator that the Eagles are prioritizing potential impact in multiple scenarios, rather than relying solely on previous NFL experience or draft pedigree. Looking at the broader offensive picture, the Eagles are building a system that balances power and finesse. The offensive line remains a dominant unit, providing protection and creating lanes for both the passing and running games. This stability allows receivers the time to execute precise routes and leverage their speed and agility. The running back rotation adds versatility, forcing defenses to respect multiple threats. Within this framework, receivers must be able to capitalize on opportunities, exploit mismatches, and maintain high efficiency. The arrival of Metchie introduces new tactical options, from quick slants to deep vertical threats, increasing the overall complexity of the offensive playbook and keeping opponents guessing. In the context of long-term team development, the Eagles' approach reflects a forward-looking philosophy. Every addition, from draft picks to trades like Metchie, is evaluated not just for immediate contribution, but for how the player can grow within the system. Philadelphia's history demonstrates that players who embrace the team culture, adapt to coaching, and compete relentlessly often evolve into pivotal contributors. Metchie enters an environment that challenges him while also offering the tools and guidance necessary to unlock his potential, and that duality is exactly what the Eagles aim to cultivate in all roster decisions. Every practice, every preseason snap, and every adjustment contributes to an ongoing narrative of growth and competition. The wide receiver room is a microcosm of the team's broader strategy, depth, talent, versatility, and intelligent design. Players like Wilson, Smith, and Cooper are stepping up under pressure, while veterans like Brown and Dotson maintain their high standards, and newcomers like Metchie inject fresh energy and capability. This convergence of talent and preparation sets the stage for a season in which the Eagles aim not just to compete, but to dominate through strategic roster construction, meticulous coaching, and a relentless commitment to excellence. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our Philadelphia Eagles. And don't be shy. Share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Whispers around the league have taken a feverish turn as news surfaces that Tristan Wirfs, the standout offensive tackle whose presence on the field has been nothing short of electrifying, has reportedly given a nod to the Philadelphia Eagles. Sources close to the situation, though cautious, suggest that this development could send shockwaves through the NFL, fundamentally reshaping the landscape of offensive lines across the league. Wirfs, known for his relentless drive and versatility, has long been coveted by teams seeking a player capable of anchoring their protection schemes while also bringing a dynamic edge to the running game. The rumor mill suggests that this potential move might be fueled not only by the Eagles' aggressive strategy in bolstering their roster, but also by Wirfs' own desire to embrace a fresh challenge in a team that has consistently demonstrated championship aspirations. Insiders hint that negotiations have been quietly intensive, with subtle signals indicating that both sides are eager to reach a mutual understanding before the market swells with competing offers. Analysts are already speculating on how this union could redefine the Eagles' offensive identity, blending Wirfs' physical prowess with the team's innovative play calling. The sports world is abuzz with anticipation, and fans are beginning to imagine the possibilities of an offensive line fortified by one of the most formidable talents of his generation. This rumor alone has sparked extensive debate among pundits, insiders, and fans alike, fueling late-night discussions and fervent social media speculation. Every movement, from training sessions to informal meetings, is being dissected, with each subtle gesture interpreted as a potential sign of Wirfs' commitment to the green and white. The potential signing of Tristan Wirfs by the Eagles has ignited a swirl of conjecture regarding the strategic implications for Philadelphia's offense, where questions about quarterback protection and run game efficiency dominate the discussion. Analysts argue that Wirfs' addition could not only elevate the line's physicality, but also create a ripple effect across team dynamics, influencing everything from play-action schemes to the overall confidence of skill position players. Rumors suggest that internal discussions within the Eagles' coaching staff have been intense, as they map out scenarios where Wirfs' unique combination of size, agility, and technical acumen could be leveraged in both standard and situational formations. Conversations in media circles indicate that the player's willingness to join the Eagles has opened a floodgate of speculation regarding future draft strategies, as the front office might shift focus from offensive line reinforcements to complementary positions that capitalize on Wirfs' presence. Pundits are buzzing with hypotheses on how his blocking techniques could enhance quarterback mobility, reduce pressure in critical down and distance situations, and redefine the offensive tempo, with some suggesting that the Eagles could now aim for a more aggressive passing attack, knowing their blind side might be secured by one of the league's premier talents. The rumor is also stirring discussions about team chemistry, leadership, and the potential mentorship role Wirfs could assume for younger linemen, further amplifying his perceived value. Fans are dissecting every possible play design, imagining how his signature drive blocks and balance in pass protection could alter the outcome of tight matchups. Conversations on social media platforms are reflecting both excitement and skepticism, creating a charged atmosphere where speculation itself becomes almost as entertaining as the games themselves. The narrative surrounding Tristan Wirfs and the Eagles continues to evolve, with every whisper and hint magnifying the suspense in a league already hungry for blockbuster news. Amidst the buzz surrounding Tristan Wirfs' alleged interest in the Eagles, industry insiders suggest that his decision could represent a critical turning point not only for his career, but for the strategic identity of the team as a whole. Sources hint that discussions have extended beyond contractual numbers into nuanced debates about playing schemes, offensive philosophy, and the broader vision for the franchise, with the Eagles reportedly positioning themselves as the ideal environment for a player of Wirfs' caliber. Rumors circulating indicate that coaches may have presented detailed plans showcasing how his skill set aligns perfectly with both the short yardage and open field scenarios, aiming to entice him with an opportunity to be a foundational piece of a championship-caliber offensive line. Conversations in locker rooms, among scouts, and in insider circles are increasingly focused on what his presence might mean for the development of emerging quarterbacks and the execution of sophisticated blocking schemes. Analysts speculate that if Wirfs officially commits, the ripple effects could alter how opponents approach game planning, forcing defensive coordinators to rethink blitz packages, edge rush strategies, and coverage adjustments to counterbalance his impact. The mere hint of this signing has triggered an intense flurry of social media analysis, as fans break down potential formations, compare past performances, and even predict how individual matchups might shift in upcoming contests. Pundits are weighing in with detailed projections, imagining scenarios where Wirfs' tenacity at the point of attack allows the Eagles to dominate time of possession while simultaneously creating explosive opportunities in the passing game. Even casual observers are captivated, engaging in debates about fit, style, and the long-term implications for both player and team. The rumor alone has become a catalyst for speculation that extends far beyond the immediate football field, touching upon marketing, fan engagement, and the broader narrative of the NFL's evolving power balance. The chatter surrounding Tristan Wirfs and the Philadelphia Eagles has reached a fever pitch, with insiders hinting at behind-the-scenes maneuvers that suggest both urgency and a high level of strategic planning. Reports indicate that preliminary discussions between representatives from both sides have included subtle yet pointed considerations about lifestyle, city dynamics, and organizational culture, revealing that this potential alignment is about more than just athletic performance. It's also about fit and long-term vision. Analysts argue that Wirfs' potential commitment could act as a signal to other high-profile free agents, emphasizing the Eagles' intent to construct a roster that blends elite talent with cohesion and adaptability. The rumor has sparked intense scrutiny over every recent move by the Eagles management, from draft choices to free agent signings, as observers attempt to predict how each element of the roster interacts with the anticipated arrival of a player of Wirfs' stature. Conversations in sports networks suggest that an internal buzz within the team hints at both optimism and tactical recalibration, as coaches and executives consider the ways his blocking ability might shift the effectiveness of the existing offensive line. Fans and commentators alike are dissecting game tape, comparing matchups, and theorizing about how his style integrates with the Eagles' existing system, creating a continuous feedback loop of speculation and excitement. Social media forums have become a hotbed of conjecture, with every handshake, tweet, or reported meeting dissected as evidence supporting or questioning the rumors. The buildup itself is becoming part of the narrative, a drama unfolding in real time that captivates attention regardless of the ultimate outcome. Analysts even suggest that Wirfs' rumored decision could alter defensive strategies league-wide, influencing the approach of rival teams in ways that extend beyond mere line play, underscoring the high stakes and broad implications of a single potential signing. As the rumor mill churns, Tristan Wirfs' potential alignment with the Philadelphia Eagles continues to dominate conversation across sports media, with speculators constructing elaborate scenarios about how this move could redefine both his career trajectory and the identity of the team. Insiders suggest that discussions have touched upon intricate details, such as how his blocking techniques could be leveraged in innovative offensive packages, the psychological impact on opponents' defensive schemes, and the mentorship role he could play for developing linemen. Analysts are positing that a player of Wirfs' caliber joining the Eagles might embolden the team to pursue more audacious play designs, pushing the limits of their existing strategies and creating opportunities that ripple across both short-term games and long-term season planning. Social media discourse has exploded with fan theories, tactical breakdowns, and heated debates, highlighting just how much anticipation surrounds what remains, officially, an unconfirmed but tantalizing prospect. Rumors suggest that even minor interactions, such as observed meetings, team visits, and informal training sessions, are being interpreted as signs of commitment, intensifying the narrative and increasing public scrutiny. Sports commentators are drawing comparisons to other pivotal acquisitions in recent league history, emphasizing the transformative potential if Wirfs does indeed join the Eagles roster. The speculation extends beyond gameplay, affecting sponsorship opportunities, team branding, and fan engagement, suggesting that the implications of this rumor reach far beyond the immediate field. Whether or not the deal ultimately materializes, the intrigue itself has catalyzed a wave of excitement, conversation, and anticipation that resonates across the NFL community, making Tristan Wirfs' next move one of the most discussed topics in professional football today. The continuing buzz illustrates the complex interplay of talent, strategy, and narrative in shaping the modern sports landscape, where a single rumor can ignite widespread discussion and redefine expectations for both a player and a franchise. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Philadelphia Eagles, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.